Hey gang, today I'm making beef stew tips and gravy on a bed of rice. And then I'm also making some green beans with some potatoes in it, y'all. Man, when I tell you these potatoes are gonna be so soft and wonderful. Anyway, so I'm about to open up these can of green beans. This is the proper way to open a can. Look at it. Look how smooth. You don't have to worry about shavings going into your food touching the lid. And then once I actually get it off, look how smooth it is. You don't have to worry about any of that. You know how all that buildup and stuff that gets on top of the can? You don't got to worry about your food touching it. Do it that way. I promise you're going to love it. So I always put a can of water. Like once I dump my vegetables, mainly green beans, I always fill the can up with water. That way it basically helps me measure how much water to put in it. You don't really have to measure that, but for real, but it's easy. The can is right there in your hand already. So also we're going to be careful how you cut this. Y'all, I'm cutting it. It seems like I'm about to cut my finger, but trust me, I know what I'm doing. And so throw the potatoes in there right when you put the green beans in there. Let them all cook together and it's going to be perfect. So then you turn the fire on medium. Add all the seasonings, all the flavorings, all the wonderfulness that you want to add. Now we're moving on to the beef tips. Now, I make this different every time. So I'm putting a little onion soup in there. I want to make it like a gravy. Here's a little olive oil to get that cooking all perfect. Now I'm putting all the seasons in there as well. Sometimes it's easy to under-season beef. Just know it's going to be mooing. So you're going to have to make sure you get them seasons in there and let that flavor marinate into that meat so it can taste good. Look at me, messing up already. Y'all, it's very important to clean up as you go. First of all, you don't want that flavor to get on that eye and it start burning and smelling bad. But second of all, it's good because that's sanitary. I feel like people that cook around a lot of dirty dishes, I feel like y'all be using those dishes as you mix stuff in and all that. Behind our back, no. You ain't about to use no dirty dishes for me. Cook my food and some clean stuff. Anyway, so go ahead and make sure all that meat is taken apart and all that. Make sure it's not sticking together. Keep it separated. And add more flavor if you need to. But y'all, when I tell y'all this is going to turn out so good. The flavor, oh my gosh. Now look at them green beans. Look at them green beans. Yeah, I'm starting with a knife. Mind your business. Then go ahead and keep checking on your beef. You don't want it to stick together. You want to keep it in chunks. So keep messing with it. Make sure it's not cooking too much on one side. Flip it around. Now I'm about to add the butter in there. The butter is going to help it stay soft and the flavor of the butter is going to taste wonderful. Add a little water so the gravy can start forming and get it more liquefied. Now I'm adding salt to the rice water because I need it to start cooking. It's going to help it boil faster. I tell you no lies, this food turned out so good and the meat has so much flavor in it. It was so wonderful. Look at me, adding a little more. Now right here, this is the mix for the Jiffy cornbread. I use Jiffy cornbread. I added a little sugar to it and it turns out perfectly. Also, I put some butter in the pan, put the pan in the oven, let it melt the butter all the way down. I didn't show y'all this part, but once the butter is melted all the way down, I poured a little bit into my batter, stirred it up. I didn't whip it. I just kind of folded it into the batter with a little spatula or spoon. And then I poured everything in the pan and let the cornbread bake like normal. As you can see, the beef and gravy is coming along quite fine. but it's real liquefied. I just have it on the heat so that it can get a little bit thicker. I want it to be more like gravy. Right now it's a little too watery. So I'm adding more seasoning also because I just tasted it. As you can see, it needs a little bit more flavor, but also it needs to be a little thicker for the gravy. Now I'm adding rice to the water. Everybody asks me, how do I make my rice so perfect? I just learned how to make regular rice. This is instant rice I'm making right now. Now with the instant rice, you have to put the same amount of water as you do the rice. And for regular rice, you double the water. It's a 2-1 ratio. This is the 1-1 ratio. Same amount of water, same amount of rice. And don't stir it, because if you stir it, the starch will start building up and you just don't turn out right. Once the water starts to boil and you add the rice, then it's time to turn it down to low so that it can just steam until it's done. Y'all, we getting there. It's doing what it gotta do. My little bitty green beans. It's just 2 of us. It's just me and Jade. So I only made 1 can. I should have made 2 because she tore them up. Add a little more splash. Y'all look at the rice. There's just a little bit of water left in there. You don't want any water in there at all. So just let it steam until the water is gone. Check me out, check me out. I got that cornbread. I got that beef and gravy. I got that rice. And I got that green beans with the potatoes. Come on now. Come on, somebody. I didn't make a whole lot of gravy because, like I said, it's only 2 of us. So I made small portions. You can always, even this small portion of meat that I have, you can always make more gravy just for this small amount. Oh, here we go. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. On the next episode of Cooking with Tika, I'll be making some delicious pound cake from scratch. Tune in, y'all. Tune in.